The masked figure holding the plaque before you is the most formidable antagonist, the Dark Lord. Witnessing him effortlessly defeat the man in front of him, he strides directly towards the Master of Dragon Tiger Gate. Skillfully evading the Master's attacks, he plants the Dragon Tiger Gate plaque into the ground, then leaps forward, breaking the opponent's weapon with his bare hands. He relentlessly pursues the Master, forcing him to retreat repeatedly, and delivers a series of blows that leave the Master spitting blood. As the Master launches a counterattack, the Dark Lord effortlessly defeats him with a single kick. The Dark Lord mocks their martial prowess, stating it's not even worth mentioning. Thus, the Dark Lord successfully vanquishes the renowned Dragon Tiger Gate, and the reason for his enmity with them stems from a plaque called the Luocha Plaque. Recently, the Dark Lord had his men deliver the Luocha Plaque to the Triad boss Kuan, establishing a partnership. According to the agreement, whoever possesses the Luocha Plaque gains control over smuggling operations in Hong Kong. This action incited the ire of rival factions, prompting them to confront Kuan, demanding a share of the profits, which Kuan adamantly refuses. As they argue, thugs arrive at the restaurant where they are, demanding payment from a family. Tiger, a disciple of Dragon Tiger Gate dining nearby, intervenes, swiftly incapacitating the thugs and sending their leader flying with a single kick that shatters the roof. Amidst the commotion, the plaque falls, picked up by Tiger's brother. Realizing the plaque is missing, Kuan's men hold Tiger responsible. Seeing their arrogance, Tiger decides to confront them. As Kuan's men prepare to strike, Tiger takes them on single-handedly, dispatching them with agile leg techniques. Realizing they are no match for him, Tiger breaks through the crowd, intending to confront Kuan upstairs. Suddenly, a black-clad individual arrives, knocking Tiger aside with a wooden table. Recognizing the newcomer's skill, Tiger eagerly engages him, only to find his attacks effortlessly countered. After a brief struggle, Tiger finds himself at a disadvantage, but the black-clad individual refrains from further aggression. He is Dragon. Meanwhile, Kuan abruptly leaves the restaurant, sparing Tiger's life, much to the discontent of his men. He questioned Dragon about his leniency and challenged him to a fight. Kuan, annoyed by his noise, throws him out, then asks Dragon why he showed mercy. Dragon, feeling guilty, reveals he is Tiger's half-brother. Dragon left Dragon Tiger Gate with his mother many years ago. After her death in an accident, Kuan rescued Dragon, who grew up under his care, becoming his personal bodyguard. Kuan, recognizing their bond during the confrontation, decides to spare Tiger. Now, Dragon resolves to reclaim the Luocha Plaque himself. On the other side, Tiger and his brothers gather at a restaurant, where one of them proudly displays the Luocha Plaque he just found. Suddenly, Dragon bursts into the room, demanding the plaque. The brothers confront him, but Dragon swiftly seizes the plaque with a single move. As he turns to leave, Tiger leaps at him, only to be swiftly defeated. Dragon mocks Tiger's diminished skills. At that moment, Kuan's men arrive and admit to drugging their drinks earlier, rendering them defenseless, to demonstrate their power. Disgusted by their actions, Dragon swiftly incapacitates Kuan's men. When the thugs attack, Dragon effortlessly defeats them, breaking their weapons with his powerful strikes. Kuan's men attempt to flee, but Dragon swiftly incapacitates them, then tosses them into a nearby room. As more people join the fray, what began as a confrontation against Tiger escalates into a chaotic brawl. Amidst the chaos, Tiger is thrown into another room. Just as he faces danger, a red nunchaku suddenly appears, wielded by a man who effortlessly subdues their opponents. Meanwhile, Dragon finishes his fight and coolly retrieves the Luocha Plaque, but accidentally drops his jade amulet pendant. Tiger picks it up and realizes Dragon is his brother. As he processes this revelation, the man who aided them asks if Tiger knows where Dragon Tiger Gate is. His name is Turbo, and he claims to be undefeated on the streets. He returned from abroad specifically to train under Dragon Tiger Gate's master, but was promptly expelled. Undeterred, he waits outside, hoping for a change of heart from the master. The next day, the master decides to personally teach Turbo a lesson in humility. Turbo, feeling humiliated when the master uses a slipper as a weapon, attacks in frustration, only to be swiftly subdued. The master takes his nunchaku, instructing Turbo to return after mastering their use. Reflecting on his defeat, Turbo learns that true martial skill requires humility. Impressed by Turbo's potential, the master accepts him as a student. Meanwhile, Kuan, weary of the risks associated with the Luocha Plaque, decides to leave the criminal underworld. The Dark Lord, upon learning this, becomes enraged. He orders his men to hunt down Kuan and Dragon. Lure Dragon to the edge of a swimming pool, where one of them confesses her love for him. Years ago, Dragon saved her life, and she has harbored feelings for him since. To save him, she distracts Dragon, allowing him to escape. Shocked by the revelation, Dragon rushes to Kuan's side. Meanwhile, Kuan engages in a fierce battle with assassins. In the midst of the fight, one of Kuan's men betrays him, joining forces with the Dark Lord. Kuan fights valiantly but is ultimately overwhelmed and killed by the traitor. Upon seeing her father's demise, Kuan's daughter, Ling, rushes forward to avenge him. However, she is no match for the assailants. Just as she is about to be overwhelmed, Dragon arrives, wielding a staff, and swiftly defeats the assassins. The leader of the assassins then attacks with a 3-section staff, ensnaring Dragon despite his best efforts. Seizing the opportunity, the assailant strikes, but Dragon dodges and impales him with his own weapon. Dragon then incapacitates the remaining attackers, including one of Kuan's men who tries to harm Ling. As Dragon leans in to comfort Ling, the wounded assassin suddenly revives and attacks him, but he is stabbed in the abdomen in the process. Despite his injury, Dragon uses his exceptional martial skills to defeat the assassin and entrusts Ling to Tiger before retreating to the wilderness to await his fate. Meanwhile, Dark Lord's underlings, in an attempt to protect Dragon, falsely claim that the assassins were killed by Dragon Tiger Gate. Intrigued, Dark Lord removes the Dragon Tiger Gate plaque and challenges them directly. He swiftly defeats Turbo with a single blow. Seeing this, the master intervenes but is overpowered and knocked down by Dark Lord. Tiger attempts to retaliate but is flung against the ceiling by Dark Lord. Dark Lord, mocking their martial prowess, prepares to kill the master in front of Tiger. In his final moments, the master instructs Tiger to find Dragon and defend Dragon Tiger Gate together. He then succumbs to Dark Lord's blows. When Ling arrives, she finds Dragon Tiger Gate in ruins. She recalls the master's instructions and realizes he anticipated this disaster. He instructed her to seek Master Qi at Baiyun Mountain if anything happened to them. Grateful for Dragon Tiger Gate's hospitality, Ling carries them journeys to Baiyun Mountain. As she prepares to enter the tower to beseech Master Qi for help, she is asked to pick up a fallen bead. Ling obediently complies, but to her surprise, thousands of beads roll down. After gathering them all, Ling is allowed to meet Master Qi. However, just then, a bead falls from the tower. Master Qi tells Ling that if she jumps down to retrieve it, he will save them both. Without hesitation, Ling leaps from the tower and miraculously emerges unscathed. It was all an illusion created by Master Qi to test Ling's willingness to sacrifice. Master Qi fulfills his promise and heals them, imparting the techniques of spinning lightning dragon kick and invulnerable golden bell to them. Meanwhile, Dark Lord, aware of his underling's feelings for Dragon, gives Ling a potion to save Dragon. However, as she reaches for the potion, Dark Lord attacks her, gravely injuring her. The potion can only save one person, and Dark Lord forces her to choose between him and Dragon. Without hesitation, Ling chooses to save Dragon, sacrificing herself in the process. Upon learning the truth, Dragon is consumed with guilt, descending into a dark abyss. Yet, when he emerges, his strength has inexplicably multiplied. At this moment, Tiger and Turbo, now highly skilled, challenge Dark Lord at Black Pagoda. As they enter, they spot a swinging sandbag, a distraction set by Dark Lord. They launch an attack on the sandbag, revealing Dark Lord hiding behind it. They coordinate their attacks, with Turbo's nunchakus and Tiger's leg techniques overpowering Dark Lord's defenses. Dark Lord realizes they have become stronger and unleashes a devastating technique, enhancing his power exponentially. He overwhelms them, knocking Tiger aside and subduing Turbo. In desperation, Turbo activates his invulnerable golden bell, creating a protective aura that repels Dark Lord's attacks and sends him flying. However, Dark Lord retaliates, shattering Turbo's defense and incapacitating him. Seeing his friends in danger, Tiger unleashes his spinning lightning dragon kick, momentarily incapacitating Dark Lord. But as he prepares to strike, Dark Lord seizes the opportunity, knocking Tiger down and slamming him onto the stone steps. Now both defeated by Dark Lord, Dragon arrives in the nick of time. Pursuing Dark Lord into a hidden chamber, they engage in a fierce battle. Using his 18 subduing dragon palms, Dragon counters Dark Lord's moves and forces him back. Dark Lord, refusing to accept defeat, attacks again but is swiftly repelled. In a final effort, Dark Lord transforms his cloak into blades, but Dragon's palm strikes shatter his assault. Then, with a powerful leap, Dragon pins Dark Lord to the ground, rendering him immobile. Just as he prepares to strike the final blow, Dark Lord exploits a weakness, grabbing Dragon's hands and hurling them both deeper underground. Facing imminent demise, Dragon has a moment of enlightenment. With a roar, he breaks free and unleashes his maximum strength, defeating Dark Lord once and for all. Now that Dark Lord is dead and Dragon's debts have been settled, he, Tiger, and Turbo return to pay their respects to Master. The three of them decide to stay here together and revive Dragon Tiger Gate.